Welcome back to the BFC, where we go into the trenches of the trading world. Every once in a while, a small cap company comes along that just doesn't fit the mold, and American Diversified Holdings Corporation, ticker ADHC, is one of those rare ones. This is a micro cap with big league DNA. Their leadership team looks more like something you'd see on the Nasdaq than on the OTC. We're talking MDs, PhDs, and JDs across the board, people who've spent decades in medicine, biotech, and law. Let's start with the leadership that's driving this forward. Dr. Stephen C. Weber, MD, FACS, heads the Medical Advisory Board. He's an assistant professor at Johns Hopkins School of Medicine, and he's a former medical officer at the US FDA with over 25 years of orthopedic surgery experience. When someone like that takes the lead on your FDA strategy, it immediately gives the entire project credibility. He's guiding the clinical, regulatory, and developmental roadmap for ADHC's flagship technology, GlucoGuard. Now, let's talk about what GlucoGuard actually does. It's a patent-pending smart mouthpiece designed for type 1 diabetics to wear while sleeping. The device automatically delivers glucose when blood sugar levels drop dangerously low, preventing nocturnal hypoglycemia, which can sometimes be fatal. It connects directly to continuous glucose monitors, and that's where one of ADHC's biggest partnerships comes in, their integration with Dexcom, a $26 billion global leader in continuous glucose monitoring. Dexcom's technology serves as the data backbone for GlucoGuard, giving it real-time glucose readings so the system can react instantly. That partnership alone sets ADHC apart from most early-stage biotech names. But ADHC didn't stop there. They partnered with top academic institutions like Arizona State University and UC Irvine, tapping into serious university-level research support. Then they brought in Arete Biosciences, a respected San Diego-based biomedical engineering firm, to design and refine the GlucoGuard prototype and run the early feasibility work the FDA requested. And this is where Dr. Kunal Sur, PhD, comes in. He's the co-founder of Arete Biosciences and a biomedical engineer holding a PhD from Northwestern University and a biotech degree from the Indian Institute of Technology. Dr. Sur recently joined GlucoGuard's scientific advisory board. He's leading prototype engineering, coordinating the FDA research studies, and helping shape future partnerships. When you've got a Northwestern PhD working hand in hand with a former FDA official, that's not your typical pink sheet operation. Now, here's what makes all this more than just potential. The FDA has already weighed in. American Diversified Holdings received an extensive FDA review on its breakthrough device application, and the agency said GlucoGuard represents breakthrough technology with no approved alternatives for nocturnal hypoglycemia. They confirmed it meets an unmet medical need and even highlighted its potential to reduce healthcare disparities by offering an affordable at-home solution. That's about as favorable as FDA feedback gets before approval. Following that feedback, the FDA asked for a small sleep study safety trial to address two final points: aspiration risk and glucose delivery efficacy. They have already designed that study and secured up to $5 million in financing to carry it out. In other words, the company is fully funded for the next critical step toward breakthrough device designation. Let's zoom out and talk numbers. They have a market cap of about $4.2 million, no convertible or toxic debt, and healthy daily trading volume. That's a tiny valuation for a company partnered with Dexcom, backed by Johns Hopkins and Arete, and guided by an advisory board that reads like a who's who of medical research. Independent coverage from Harbinger Research, led by a CFA, assigned the company a $43 million enterprise valuation, and they even called that conservative. That model didn't yet include GlucoGuard's upcoming AI and predictive learning components, which could drive future upside. The market has started to notice. The stock recently popped about 57%, but in my view, the story's still just warming up. If the FDA grants breakthrough device designation, or if more news drops from Dexcom integration or the upcoming sleep study, that could be the next major catalyst. To sum it up, you've got a Johns Hopkins MD and former FDA officer, a Northwestern PhD biomedical engineer, partnerships with ASU, UC Irvine, and Dexcom, no toxic debt, and a $4 million market cap. That's not just undervalued, that's a setup worth paying close attention to. That's all I got. Remember, there is more that binds us than breaks us. Peace out.